Hi everybody, I'm Lacey Shane, founder of Real Women, Real Success. Today we're going to be talking about the 3 strategies to get the support that you want and need. And you know, I've heard women before actually convey a little bit of jealousy that men have this supporting of each other, and sometimes some frustration for feeling left out of that. But you know, I don't see it that way. I see men as playing a chess game, and I see women as oftentimes going it alone. And I have an example for that I'll share with you so you can get the context of what I really mean. I shared this in a different video, but I had a board meeting last year where there was an initiative where there were 3 women supportive of it and 2 men against it. And at the end of the day, the minority of the 2 men won the vote. And it was because of their ability to support each other and convey alignment and momentum together around that board table that created the feeling of strength that gave them the win on the vote. Whereas the women who all were on the other side of the issue conveyed their support for the issue, but made it a point to talk about how they either disagreed or didn't have quite the same perspective as the other women, which broke the alignment and therefore the strength in numbers that people need to feel. People need to feel confident, they are risk averse, they want to go with strength, and those 2 men were able to convey strength the way that they interacted with each other, and the women did not convey strength. They conveyed being disjointed, not on the same page. It didn't convey strength, it didn't convey forward momentum, all in alignment, and so they lost the vote. So this video is about how we play that chess game. It's about how we employ 3 simple strategies to support each other and to build that momentum around a meeting table where all ships rise and we can start to see elevation of women to higher levels of leadership. This involves giving, okay? So you're going to start with giving. The new commodity is giving. It's not asking you shall receive, it's given you shall receive. And the cool thing is that we as women are born with this ability to give. We give and give and give and give. And if we do it strategically and thoughtfully, we can actually help ourselves, we can help other women, and we can get the support that we want and need. So the other thing it allows us to do is to model that behavior for other women. This is something that many women are not used to doing, and it's not because maybe they don't want to, they just don't have the tools. So here's the tools. I'm going to give them to you. Some of them may resonate, some of them may be kind of familiar, but put them all together in this structure and then model that so that you can be a model for other women who want to know and understand how this is done. You can show them and they'll start to get it. They'll start to learn, and you'll be that leader that then can turn around and rely upon them for support that you need. So the acronym is OSF. It's observe, support, and follow up. So we're going to start with observe. And again, this is mainly relative to when you're in a group setting, when you're in a meeting setting, because that sort of on the fly of supporting each other is what men do so naturally that we don't do so naturally. This is a framework to do that a little bit more naturally, and you're going to start with observing. And what you want to observe is your woman bestie, professional bestie around the table who has an idea. Observe, what's her goal? What's she trying to accomplish? Is she trying to rally support? Is she trying to get the troops excited about something? Is she giving out assignments and trying to get people to step up to the plate to complete a project? Is she trying to share an idea to get support for an idea? Is she trying to get a decision out of the group or wants to get information to make a decision? And there's one more scenario I want to add on to that's outside of a goal, but it's when someone is tanking in a meeting and the obvious goal that they would have of wanting to be out of that situation and helping with that. You can observe all this as a meeting is happening and decide, what is this person trying to accomplish? What do they need right now to be successful? And then you move to step 2, which is support, when you give that to them. Okay, so let's say they're trying to rally support. Be that enthusiastic person that jumps up and hops on the train. Convey through your words why the idea is good, or why it's important to be enthusiastic, or why you're excited about whatever initiative or thing that she's trying to rally around is so important. And be that person that hops on and aligns and brings strength. Remember, now you're going to be connected like those 2 men in the board meeting I was talking about, and they will see forward momentum and alignment. People like to go with strength, so you're starting to create that strength. If you get one more on board, you probably have the underpinnings of getting everybody else to kind of follow along. If it's an assignment, be the first to hop on and take an assignment and talk about how happy you are to have such meaningful work and that you jumped on first because you wanted to show people how meaningful this particular project is or how important it is or whatever the case may be. You can think of supportive comments to make and be sincere, but put yourself out there because this may be something you haven't done a lot of before, and it's important to start doing that to support your fellow female besties. Let's talk about the scenario where someone is having a failure around a meeting table. We've seen it where an idea tanks or people aren't jumping on board, and it's for a reason. So I'm going to encourage you to use and instead of but as often as you can, because when you jump in here, you can actually validate that other woman or you can harm her. And I'm going to use myself as an example. One of my fellow besties pulled my fat out of the fire. I had an idea that was tanking. I had not done my homework. I'm not perfect either. And there's this one time where I just didn't have time to do my homework. And I presented the idea somewhat roughly and it was tanking. And she piped up and said, I think this piece of the idea has a lot of merit. And what I'd like to do is, if it's okay with this group, meet with Lacey and talk about some few ideas and move forward and come back to you with a revised proposal next meeting. She never said, I like the idea, but I disagree with this, because that but takes that alignment and breaks it. And when you break alignment, you break strength, and then people don't feel as comfortable moving forward with the individual. So if you can create strength and alignment, the word and creates strength and alignment. I like this piece of the idea, only take the piece that's good, and what I would like to do is, and I additionally think, that creates alignment. And I will tell you that in that board meeting I referenced at the beginning of the video, that is the only difference between the men on one side and the women on the other. The women said but, and were very individualistic, and the men said and frankly, they said very different things when they talked about their reasons for not supporting this particular initiative. My guess is they probably may not have agreed. It didn't matter because they used and supported each other, created alignment, people felt strength, they went with strength. People always go with strength. It's human nature, it's just what happens, it's basic group dynamics. So what you want to do when someone's tanking is save them, pull their fat out of the fire. You can also do it, depending on your position, you can also just say, well, you know what, I really saw this nugget of that idea was actually pretty good. I hope that we see this kind of evolve in that direction in the future. Good job, Linda, for bringing that up. You can help in a lot of different ways. You're an intuitive woman. You're observant, you're able to read between the lines, and I know you can come up with something as you're sitting there thinking and watching this happen to save your bestie and pull her fat out of the fire, at least kind of preserve some of her professional reputation in this one area, in this one instance. The last step is follow up. It's true that you can do all the good work in the world. If you don't talk about it, it's like it didn't happen. It's not justified at all, but it's true. A lot of marketing is about talking about the good that's already been done. And you have to do the same thing because everybody's so busy. Just because you pull someone's fat out of the fire or you've aligned with them and it's ended well for them doesn't mean they're necessarily going to think about and acknowledge that. They should, but we don't. So I would recommend, and this always has worked for me, to go to that person and reinforce what you've already done in the support step, in the support strategy, and use the follow-up strategy to say something along the lines of, hey, good job in the meeting today. I wanted you to know that I stepped up to take that assignment because I think what you're doing is great and I want to support you because it's important to me to support other women and because I think you're smart and I like your idea. I just wanted you to know that I wanted to see the other people around the table hop onto your idea too, and I didn't know if people were going to do it, but I wanted to be the first out of the chute to give you credibility and to help you move down the road. If it's trying to rally support, just, hey, I wanted to be the first to express my support and enthusiasm for the direction you're taking this organization because I want to be an example for the rest of your team so that you have the support you need to be successful. Whatever the case may be, you can think through a very good follow-up, but when someone hears you say that to them, it really does solidify in their mind this person helps me. You're letting them know, I helped you. You're letting them know, don't forget that. And you're letting them know your pure intention. And it really is important. This third strategy, this third step is really, really important to clinch it and start to build that tether, that unbreakable tether of support that we want when we build this community of women supporting women that we can lean upon to get what we want and need. We give first, we model the behavior, and then we can lean on that network for what we need. It works very, very well. A couple of points. You can do this one-on-one, of course. The opportunity to do this on the fly is much more creative. I think it happens a lot more often, but you can also just go direct to the person and say, hey, sit down in their office. What are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to complete any projects or anything where I can support you? Why am I doing this? Because it's important to me for you to succeed, for women to succeed, and I am trying to lead and build a network of women supporting women. I think we all benefit. Is there anything I can help you with? And the only thing that changes in our three strategies from observing, supporting, and follow-up is that instead you replace the observing with investigating. You just investigate, support, and follow-up. And that's the way that you can do it one-on-one. The last thing is I'm never suggesting that you support any woman. I'm suggesting that we support good women. And by good women, I don't mean perfect women. Again, that whole perfection thing, men are comfortable moving forward with a good idea when they're 60% sure about it. Women are more towards 100%. We too often allow perfection to be the enemy of the good, and we all suffer for that. So let's pick out the nuggets of good in each other. And if there is that good heart intent and the person who's trying to have their acumen as well honed as it can be, and they're trying to move forward and they're trying to do a good job, don't demand that they be perfect, because we are not perfect and nobody is perfect. And part of the reason that there's not more women in leadership roles is we just have this higher bar of perfection that sometimes keeps us from moving forward and keeps us from supporting each other. If you see a nugget of good, support the nugget of good would be my advice. And I think you'll start to see all ships rise. So OSF, observe, support, follow through, or one-on-one basis. ISF, investigate, support, follow through. I hope that was helpful to you. Drop me an email at Lacey. My email is lacey@lacyshane.com. That's LACYSCHOEN.com. If you have any questions or recommendations, or if you'd like to challenge anything I said, please give this video a like or a don't like. My feelings won't be hurt. And if you can subscribe to my email VIP club, I will send you these videos direct to your inbox each and every week. There's a link down below to do that. And if you do that, there's a free 40-minute training on how to increase your influence, the 5 steps to increasing your influence, that I would love to give to you free. It's not available for anybody but my email VIP club. And I want you to go out there and have a great week. I am your biggest fan. I really, really want to see more women in higher levels of leadership, and I want you to succeed and have a life that you're absolutely in love with. And I'm committed to helping you get there. So have a great week. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.